So then I go buy a whole bunch of short-term rentals in these markets, and then I find out my property manager has been doing a terrible job managing them and has been stealing money. And so I gave this guy a lot of opportunities to get this thing turned around because I signed a contract with him. Finally, I was like, I can't wait any longer, man. These properties are bleeding money. He's not putting them on VRBO or Airbnb. They're just trying to generate like in-house leads because their service is so terrible that they don't want a place for the guests to be able to say, the property sucked, because then I'm going to see it. So they're just like hiding them on the places where people book homes. So the revenue is terrible. I finally say I'm taking them back. He says, fine, send me an email telling me that you're taking them back. So I do. And then he hires a lawyer to hit me with a lawsuit for breach of contract for these properties that are just like he's managing horribly. Well, then I find out through one of his ex-employees that they've been staying at my cabins without paying me, that they're letting friends and family use them, and that they're taking money off the top from maintenance fees.
He's just nasty work.
Yeah, horrible, right? You would think that you would just be like, hey, gig's up, I got caught, take them back. So like all these properties that I went and bought as short-term rentals are performing horribly, and then I figure out why this is happening. So now I'm in a lawsuit with that person where I'm suing them for the damages, and they're trying to sue me for breach of contract.
You got me scared to do Airbnbs, bro.
That's what I'm getting at. I don't want to tell other people just go do it.
Yeah,
right?
hold on.
I kind of got like pushed off the plank by the pirate with the sword and jumped into shark infested waters, and I've been learning how to navigate those.
And to your point with Airbnb, it gets even worse. Renters are people that rent your spot for a period of time. Guess what they can do? They know that if you get bad reviews, your money, your value goes down. So let's say things break in your house or things become missing. And you say, hey, listen, bro, what happened to this? Well, buddy, there was this and that in your house or a cockroach I saw. So unless you like get that shit away from me, I'm going to put a review saying that this XYZ happened.
Yeah, that happens all the time.
So they extort you for pretty much things that go wrong in your apartment or your property. And they say, you know what, if you say anything bad about me or you want to charge me, I'm going to write bad review on your account. And if you do that too many times.
Fuck that. I'm just going to do long-term tenants, man.
I wouldn't recommend someone in your position do it until you got nothing else going on. You got an empire you're building here right now. Yeah. Now, the good news is once I get those properties back, I have an in-house guy to manage them instead of trusting a third party.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm also a target because I'm a bigger name. So these guys just think, oh, David's got a lot of money. F him. Let's go after it. He'll just settle. Type of a situation. The in-house person who's managing them, I don't have these problems anymore. But I kind of had to scale to a point that I could afford to hire a guy that makes a 6-figure salary to manage all these properties. You can't do that if you buy 1 or 2 Airbnbs. You're gonna be doing it yourself for a long time.
Yeah, man, that is a fucking nightmare with Airbnb. And I've always thought to myself, like, the guys that are making a bunch of money on Airbnb, there's no way this is a hands-off thing. Oh. Like, you got to be on top of it. Even if you have a manager that's like really good in dealing with it, like they can only do so much. Maybe they might supervise 2, 3 properties, but if you got places in different states, etc.
You know what's scary too?
And then the cleaners too, because the person that manages it, they're just putting the keys there and shit.
So you
gotta have a cleaning squad too, right?
Remember how we were saying that people that do manual labor are in low supply, so they can charge a lot of money?
Yeah.
Cleaners have realized that they are this like pivot
commodity.
Yeah, dude,
Yep.
and they are
charge a lot.
Power hungry demons, man. These cleaners will go in there and just hold you hostage because they have so many people asking them for service because nobody wants to clean houses.
So to your point, I got a friend in Texas doing Airbnbs. Now he figured out, right, if he can hire, let's say, foreign cleaning help, it's cheaper. Here's the issue, right? Remember the whole illegal immigrants coming into America thing and doing crimes? Guess what happened? Cleaners, I won't say where they're from, or clean properties, but they realized, okay, at certain times the property's vacant. You know what they would do? They would get a key, or they get like a way to get in.
Well, they have the code. They have to get in to clean.
Through the back door, or one of the keypads, and they'll let people in to come steal. Or they'll get the person a code. They come in at night with mask and come steal from the property, or from the tenants that were there. When they went outside to like go for a drink or something, which happened to us actually in Dallas. Remember?
Yeah. Someone broke in.
It's like an ongoing crime, bro. But
it doesn't get reported that often. One of my former Bigger Pockets co-hosts that does a different podcast had a property in Newport Beach. Got broken into 2 times by immigrants that were in town that had like a whole racket going. They're literally breaking into a house, stealing jewelry and money while his family was home. They're not doing it at night. Like they go in when the kids are there.
That's fucked.
Yeah. Hit his dog with a bat. Cleaned out the master bedroom of everything, and they were gone within like 45 seconds. And this is happening all throughout Orange County, and it just doesn't get
But see,
reported that
these are the
often.
bad sides of real estate we don't talk about. That people actually experience sometimes. Offhand.
Airbnb, man, it's just a risky
It's a
thing.
headache.
I mean, I knew it was a headache from before, but damn, hearing this makes me say, dude,
You know what
I,
else you
I
gotta
thought
think?
about it, bro. But you know Nicholas, right? My boy Nicholas,
Yeah.
bro. He did it for like a year and a half and said, "Yo, I'm out. I'm done."
It's a lot of work.
It's,
lot of work and
and
issues.
you are more susceptible to changes in the economy. So everyone was making money in Airbnb the last 5 years when it was a big party.
Yeah.
Well, what happens when inflation starts to hit people?
Yep.
They start losing their jobs. They don't want to travel. You don't see people coming out to like South Florida as often as they were when not everyone's making a lot of money. The revenue of your Airbnb might get cut in half.
Not only that, some cities are like legislating it get banned. Like New York City, if I'm not mistaken, just banned Airbnb, didn't they?
Oh, bro, you want to know what Florida's doing to me right now?
What?
This is going to blow your mind. So there's laws that say I'm allowed to operate a short-term rental in Florida.
Yeah.
It's an awesome state. So I bought here because of that reason.
Yeah.
The cities don't like that DeSantis is forcing them to allow short-term rentals. So I go to apply for the short-term rental permit like a good little boy. They send out the inspector and they go, "Oh, you know what? It looks like this kitchen was remodeled. And the last time we have on file for a remodeled permit for your kitchen was in 1940." And this is like 30 years ago, they remodeled the kitchen. It looks like people added bathrooms to this thing in the 40s and they didn't get permits for it. Oh, that duplex that you have in the backyard that's been there since 1935, nobody got a permit when they built that. Your pergola over your pool, it's too big for today's codes. So that what happens is they hit you with all these red tags. They shut the power off to the property so that I can't rent it out. I can't sell it to anybody else either because it's been red tagged. Mold starts, it's been 2 years now that these properties that I paid a great price for, bought them right, did everything I was supposed to do. The cities don't want short-term rental operators in their neighborhoods because the constituents complain. The Karens are like, "I don't want a short-term rental over here."
Yeah.
Well, the law says I can do it. But the city found this creative way of locking you up and you're begging. "I will do whatever you want. I'll sell it to someone else. I won't do a short-term rental. Take out the red tags." And you just get stuck in hell. Building department kicks it to planning. Planning kicks it to zoning. Zoning kicks it to the fire department. Fire kicks it to construction. And then you got to go pay tens and tens and tens of thousands of dollars to engineers and architects to draw up the plans that you want. These people agree with it, but then these people say, "Well, if you make that change, now you're going to lose the zoning that you would have had for your duplex. So you got to tear the whole thing down." And then the fire people say, "You can't tear it down. You're going to have to turn it into a garage." And then the planning people say, "You can't have a garage there." And you just get stuck in this loop of hell that the city municipalities have put people in.
I have a neighbor
God
in your
damn.
same situation, bro. He built a 10-unit property in Miami. Key area, beautiful. Parking lot, garage, 10 beautiful units, brand new. Hurricane impact windows, everything, all the nine. Central AC. You know what the city did? Okay, he built his property. Where's your permits? Mind you, he went to the city, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they gave him permits.
Mm-hmm.
But something with the waterway under the property, bro, he's fucked. Because now, guess what he can't do? Put tenants in there. And they're saying, "Oh, you want to put tenants in here? You got to pay this big expense for the waterway system, whatever." Bro, you know how much they're charging him?
How much?
Almost $250,000.
And he went through the process like he was supposed to. And
And he
someone at the
spent
city didn't look at this.
All his money on making the property up to date and up to par for tenants to come move in to make money finally now with investors. He lost the property. He can't pay it.
No one at the city will be held accountable for
And
that.
they don't care.
There is none.
They don't care. And it's like, bro, I
It's
want
a
to
bunch of lazy fucks that work for the city or the state that get paid underpaid and hate their jobs and don't want to push paper
And,
along.
there's no
You're waiting for some Karen to pass a piece of paper off. to
who
get
and
signed.
her job every day is to figure out how to pass it to someone else so she doesn't have to do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Government
That's-
employees are so fucking lazy.
It's scary, bro. It's really scary. Listen, I love real estate, but there's some things in between there that if you're not careful,
This is why, like, Airbnb is a fucking holy shit, man. This is like the Beware of Airbnb episode or something.
but
like
it
that.
sounds
that's-
good.
The
Make
name
money.
of my podcast is called Real Talk Real Estate because no one on podcast wants to share
Yeah.
these L's.
Yeah,
It's
they don't.
embarrassing. You're not going to go
It's a
pay for a
nightmare,
course of somebody. Yeah, it's a horrible nightmare.
You just scared me
It's
away.
been 2.5 years
I
of
thought
it.
about doing it like once I get like 100 doors, cool. Maybe I'll try the whole Airbnb thing. Now I'm like, fuck that.
It's a
I'm
headache,
good,
bro.
man.
It's a
One of
headache.
these properties in Pompano Beach, they basically said that
I got a spot in Pompano Beach too.
don't
I had to evict my
don't
tenant.
piss the city off with it. They
Yeah.
told me your garage was converted from a carport to a garage 40 years ago. They didn't get permits. So now we're going to make you tear the garage down and rebuild it again because when it was built, it didn't have the permit. Like they could do this to everybody, but they don't. They go after the people that are applying for short-term rental permits.
Wow.
I'm not even gonna
Because the
bother.
local politicians like that the people that live in those neighborhoods see that we're not letting these greedy real estate investors ruin your neighborhoods. That's how they stay in power.
with people from up north, etc. Because people understand that Florida is a vacation place, and let's be honest here, Fresh, me and you hate tourists, right? Locals always hate tourists. So
Well, I like some tourists that are gross, but go ahead.
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Everyone hates tourists when you are actual local resident, right? There's a reason why me and you don't go to Miami Beach, right?
Facts.
We don't go there for a reason.
Chaos.
So, same thing. Hey, we don't want these fucking New Englanders and these people from California to come here and fuck our shit up and mess it up. So, yeah, that makes sense why they wouldn't want short-term rentals. I mean, yeah, luckily I got a long-term tenant at that spot. I'm evicting her, though. She's pissing me off. She's not paying her rent. Fucking dummy.
Forget about
But I could only
it.
imagine, like, if it was Airbnb, man. Fuck.
But you know what's crazy? Also, it's the people renting. They'll come, throw parties at your spot, get lit, and then all that noise complaints is like, wait, who's the owner? Look him up. Oh, he wants his permit? They go after you.
Oh, it's easy to find me online, and then they're going to say, "Oh, this rich real estate investor is ruining our neighborhoods." But they already have laws in place of how you have to do things, and I went by the rules. I don't know if it's an Airbnb issue in these cases. It's more of a city, local municipality. But I want to warn everybody because they're targeting the Airbnb owners right now. If you're just buying a house to rent to somebody, most of the neighbors aren't going to complain about that.
Yeah, they won't care. Damn. So beware, guys. If you guys are trying to be Airbnb guys out in Florida, holy shit, I did not know this. And I mean, that makes sense. And I predict in major cities are going to try to do this too, because in New York they already banned Airbnb. In Miami, like in this area of Brickell here, for example, if you get caught Airbnb-ing your apartment out or something like that, or your condo, a lot of buildings won't let you Airbnb your place in Brickell for that very reason.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, man, guys, get your feet wet with real estate being like a traditional investor, long-term tenants, and then maybe if you want to really dabble and get into it.
Well, if you do it in areas that they want Airbnb, you don't have this. Like the Smoky Mountains in Tennessee, they need tourism. They're almost making it easier for you to do that. They want that. But I didn't understand when I bought in Florida that I could run into this. I'd never heard of something
but
like
you know
this
what's crazy?
happening.
They changed the rules here like overnight here in Florida for certain spots. Like before it was fine, no one cared. But once they saw money coming in and it was going to like the government directly, they said, you know what, let's make some rules to where it's harder for you guys to like make
Governor
money.
DeSantis is basically in the process of taking the power away from the cities and giving it back to the state, because I'm pretty sure these stories have made their way to him, and he sees that like this is what the local mayors are doing, and it's someone like me. There is nothing that I can do to get them to just say, I'll make whatever changes they want me to make. They won't cooperate with you.
Damn.
They just don't want those short-term tenants in there that bad.
Guys,
Guys, get questions in, by the way. We're going to wrap this thing up here soon. Just
then we'll
shooting
do the
shit
news-
about real estate. Yeah, and I'm
news
sure you guys
segment.
probably have some questions here for Dave.
But you know what I like about David? He keeps it real. 'Cause
Yeah.
These stories, bro, nobody will ever say this online.
Hell no, man. They'll never do it.